So today the United States had another tragedy, this time involving ICE. In Minneapolis, a woman was brutally shot and killed by an ICE officer after driving her vehicle towards the officer after being told to step out. As you can imagine, this sparked outrage on social media and in the community. Both sides see this video a different way, which is just crazy to me. That's impossible. I'm not going to state my opinion because it's just a no-win space for me, but I will say that people in general need to respect authorities more. 99% of the time, they are trying to protect us and make life better for Americans. I definitely would not recommend driving toward an officer standing right in front of you. That's not going to go well. Even if you're not going to go directly at him, it's just not a wise thing to do. But it happened today. The woman was shot and killed. And in this video, I want to read and react what people across the globe have been saying about this on social media. But first, before I do begin, I would really appreciate it if you would drop a like and subscribe. It only takes 5 seconds. Plus, you can always change your mind. Alright, so starting off with what Donald Trump said himself. He said when a vehicle is coming at you and is being used as a weapon, deadly force is justified. Yeah, I think that's pretty agreeable, and obviously Trump was going to say something like this, but let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Next up from Don Winslow. The wheels are fully turned away from the officer, watch in slow-mo. No intention to hit anyone. Sole intention based on the wheel steering wheel position to leave the scene. Not a threat. Look at the wheel. I mean, yeah, but in real time, are you really going to look at a wheel when a car is kind of going in your direction? I don't think so, but I don't know, man. I mean, maybe. Next up from Oilfield Rando. Wow, the people who celebrated what happened to Charlie Kirk are quite upset. Yeah, that honestly, that's the big thing right now, to me at least. And again, I'm not going to say if I'm left or right. Obviously, you can probably tell I'm a little bit right-sided, but I'm not crazy about politics like that. Honestly, I just kind of see everything for how it is. But there definitely was some celebrations to Charlie Kirk. Next up from Kazindi. I'm not even going to try to say that last name. I don't know, whatever. This wasn't murder. Renee's death in Minneapolis is tragic, but see it for what it is, not what you want it to be. You can hate ICE, but blocking officers and speeding off in a 2-ton vehicle with people at your bumper is irrational. She rolled the dice. Sadly, she died. Yeah, I think that's a great explanation. Next up from Mostly Peaceful Memes. Sorry guys, we saw your reaction when Charlie Kirk got murdered. We don't care. Next up from the Vice President and JD Vance. I want every ICE officer to know that their president, vice president, and the entire administration stands behind them. To the radicals assaulting them, doxing them, and threatening them, congratulations, we're going to work even harder to enforce the law. Yeah, that's about something that JD Vance would say. Makes sense, and I'm glad that the administration is backing the ICE officers because they are, at the end of the day, they're protecting America. That's what they're doing. Sorry. Alright, next up from Gene Parmesan. This Minnesota news is terrifying. If you can try to run over ICE officers with your car, they can just shoot you with a gun. Under Trump, it's legal. That is elite sarcasm right there. That's actually kind of funny, even though this is not a funny matter at all. Next up from American AF. Liberal man says he's ready to tear Minneapolis down like they did over George Floyd. I'm usually at my house smoking weed and enjoying my money. We have our Second Amendment right for a reason to use against a tyrannical government. I don't know if I'd call it tyrannical, but people have their opinions. Next up from Maine. Left, it's murder. Right, it's domestic terrorism. Reality, 2 human beings panicked in a high-pressure situation where so many things could have and should have gone differently. Next up from Kyle Rittenhouse. Man, that is a throwback. It has been a while since I've heard about him. After thinking about it, should I travel across the state line to Minnesota with laughing emojis? Next up from Village at Fox. He's talking about Stephen A. Smith. Smith delivers a blunt legal analysis on the Minnesota shooting. I saw the video on numerous occasions, and seeing what transpired from a lawful perspective as it pertains to law enforcement and official, don't expect him to be prosecuted. He was completely justified. However, Smith did raise some humanitarian questions. From a humanitarian perspective, however, why did you have to do that? If you could move out the way, that means you could have shot the tires. That means you could have got a few feet away after you shot the tires. Yeah, I can agree with that a little bit, but at the end of the day, like everyone's been saying, it was a bang-bang situation. It was a 1-second decision, split-second decision type of situation, and the officer panicked and let it fire. Next up from Harry Sisson. I'm sorry, I can't stand this guy. He said, we watched an innocent 37-year-old American woman get murdered in broad daylight, and MAGA's immediate reaction is to praise the ICE agent and call her a domestic terrorist. I mean, Terry, what are you talking about with the whole Charlie Kirk? I remember what you said a few months ago. Her body isn't even cold yet. Genuinely F anyone who is somehow defending this. Yeah, whatever, Harry. Nobody cares. Alright, next up from Jeter Capital. Half will say this ICE officer was justified, half will say he murdered someone. That being said, if an official or federal agent tells me to stop, and get out of my car, I normally don't ignore them and try to drive away with another officer standing right in front of my hood. Next up from Lauren, she said, if she successfully ran over the ICE agent like she was trying to do, they would all be celebrating his death. Remember that. Exactly. Sorry, I'm kind of giving away my position too much, but yeah, exactly. Next up from Tom Bonnier, the ICE shooting is a horrific tragedy. Should I teach my 2 daughters that if men with masks and guns approach their car and attempt to rip them out of the car, they shouldn't try to flee? Well, that they're not just guys with masks, they're official officers, but whatever. You can have your opinion. Next up from the Green Dragon Tavern, at this point no shots have been fired, the wheel is already turned in the other direction, and the officer is not in harm's way. Why did he shoot her? I don't know if the video was that clear. That's not what I saw from it. Anyways, next up from Joe Shad, or Shade, however you say it. It's amazing to me how 2 groups of people can watch the exact same video and come to the exact opposite conclusion. Exactly, that is what baffles me too. So those are some of the social media reactions to this tragedy. Let me know what you guys think. Obviously, it sucks that this is happening in America, and it just sucks that we're so divided. But I'm definitely curious to hear what you guys have to say. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, I will see you all later.